There is a man most known for his conservative views and Italian heritage who just comes into my brain occasionally as just something to think about because, god damn it, some of his titles are so clickbaity that it just blows my goddamn mind. I feel like the generalization of political views, like, oh, the right does this, the left does this, is so harmful to just take in because usually people like apply very specific scenarios or things that like a small handful of people have done and applies it to the entire general populace of an entire political group. And this is something that that man does very often. So this is Michael Knowles doing "The libs are trying to ban ZYN because they don't like white people." Darn.
White people have officially become second-class citizens. This has been building for a while. Affirmative action disadvantages white people in college admissions and hiring. Reparations policies are already in motion to redistribute money from white people to black people for 19th century slavery.
It's supposed to help people who are in minority positions, which now I guess technically, because of Gen Alpha, white people are technically going to end up being the minority, which is actually factual. The Caucasian population, which is so weird to say because there's so many different races, so many different ethnicities that are considered Caucasian. You could probably say that Michael Knowles is Caucasian and he's literally just Italian. I'm Italian, English, and Seminole Indian. Evidence in the systemic racism are still present today. Well, yeah, I would say yes, but at the same time, there's a lot that fucking disappeared. I think most of the racism is on Twitter now. Twitter is fucking racist, and you're not even allowed to say cis. You can't say cisgender on there, but you should go blapping off the N-word all you fucking want on Twitter, and you won't get nothing but a slap on the wrist. Fucking Andrew Tate did it. What a piece of shit. So reparations would involve a national apology, rights to the cannabis industry. I mean, rights to the cannabis industry. Then NAACP would just eat the whole cannabis industry. Why? Where does it say that they deserve that? The NAACP. Who's they? Brandon? No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything about marijuana, but prior to this, like in this whole thing. So why would they get the rights to the cannabis industry? Financial payment and social service benefits and land grants to every descendant of enslaved African American and black person. Yeah, see, I don't necessarily agree or disagree. So it's like these horrible things did happen and this country did completely enable them. A lot of these people that went through these things with Jim Crow, etc., they're still alive. This is like a much better way to spend our money than giving it to Israel. I'm gonna say it. It's not crazy to say, you know, pretty controversial of me to just bring up, but I kind of think reparations makes more sense than giving money to Israel because giving money to Israel made literally no fucking sense considering they're committing genocide. Palestinians are actually literally live streaming themselves dying, and then fucking Israel is actually there's people live streaming themselves committing the war crime. Yeah, I think reparations makes a significant like amount of sense in my very strong opinion.
But now the libs are trying to ban Zyn. Zyn, for those who don't know, is smokeless nicotine. It's a little pouch that does not involve tobacco. Zyn's parent company has officially suspended online sales nationwide as it faces threats of expanded regulation and even bans at both the local and national level. Now, I'm not saying that Zyn is a health product. Each little 6 milli lip pilly carries a hefty dose of nicotine, so over time it might make your heart explode, but that's about it. Compared to cigarettes and the sin spinach marijuana, Zyn is a relatively restrained vice. So why are...
Wait, what do you mean the sin spinach? Wait, did he just insult cannabis? Did he just insult marijuana? Literally, weed doesn't like do anything to you. What? Marijuana is like a miracle drug. Can't believe is he anti-cannabis? Am I just now like finding this out? Michael Knowles, are you anti-cannabis? I've seen sources of people saying that like, oh, it fucks with your brain and this and so literally inhalation of any smoke is going to fuck with your brain and your lungs. It's going to. You could be sitting at a campfire. If you go out every day and you're doing a little campfire in your backyard, a little bonfire, having fun with your friends, drinking Budweiser because Bud Light's for the liberals. If you're inhaling even the steam from boiling your water to cook your pasta, that Italian joke. I'm Italian too, can't be mad. Even just in like accidentally being around and inhaling those, you know, even just the oxygen that you breathe is damaging you. It's friction inside your body. Like cannabis isn't anywhere near as bad as nicotine. Like what?
Hi Larry, how are you?
Come in.
Good to see you. you feeling?
It's been a bit of a rough week.
Really? And the best way to take it is put it under your tongue and rub it in your cheek.
No.
Don't try to communicate, just relax. See what happens.
We know from animal experiments that the endogenous cannabinoid system is very important in regulating motor activity, that very type of activity that is impaired in Parkinson's disease. From animal experiments, we also know that boosting certain branches of the endocannabinoid system is helpful in relieving symptoms of Parkinson's. Finally, from anecdotal information, we know that certain patients who smoke marijuana experience relief of their symptoms.
I think you're calmed down.
So quickly.
Isn't that amazing?
He used just a single drop, and his hands afterwards were rock steady.
I had a friend who had lupus and arthritis. So it was this big, long fucking thing, this disease. And it was like more than just that. It was a bunch of shit. And we'd go over to her house and we'd and she was fine. And it was like literally the only thing that would make this chick feel better. It's real. Like I've literally seen it with my own two fucking eyes. Like of it making people with chronic, like madly chronic illness feel better. And it's remarkable. I cannot fucking believe that he just believes whatever he wants about. He just has to have a conservative view. Like, yeah, of course, marijuana is going to have long-term effects on your brain and your body, like, but not like nowhere near as bad as nicotine. You gotta be fucking joking, bro.
Zyn is a relatively restrained vice. So why are the libs going after Zyn? Because white guys like it. I'm not even joking. Barack Obama, you might recall, banned flavored cigarettes with one exception: menthol, which coincidentally happens to be the preferred cigarette of 85% of black smokers. He banned all the flavored cigarettes that all the people like, except for the one that black people like.
You mentioned who was the cause of this. You said Obama, right? So is Obama the libs? All right. So you're saying that the people of the left, which are the people who are the most impoverished, they want more income equality. They want the economy fits to where they can afford housing, a home, and they can work regular 40 hours a week, 8 hours a day. A normal, steady pace, any job for a bare minimum to survive, right? So a lot of people want some bare minimum things. You know, there's a lot of things that liberal people want that's a lot different than from what liberal politicians want. Liberal politicians play on the hearts and the emotions of liberal left-leaning people, and they get their vote, and then they don't fucking do anything or follow through on any of those promises, which they absolutely should. Now, here's the thing, is you're saying the libs, like you're generalizing basically everybody. So what you're doing is you're continually stirring the pot of this shitstorm of this like right versus left bullshit that's been happening in this country for decades and decades, basically a century, basically longer than a century. And you're stirring this massive fucking shitstorm, and then you're saying it's one guy. I'm just saying this one instance, you're saying it's one guy. You're saying Obama did this thing and he got rid of all the cigarette flavors except for menthol because black people. But then it's like, not everybody's Obama, right? Not every left-leaning person is Obama. There's other people in the world. You think that they would have came up with that dumbass fucking idea? Like, who the fuck cares?
Joe Biden just announced that he is postponing his menthol ban indefinitely. Wants to keep those black voters for November. Marijuana is terrible for your lungs and your brain.
I'm sorry. I can't think of a single person I know in my life, black or white, that's gonna vote for Joe Biden because he's not banning menthol cigarettes. Not a single person. What the fuck is this? There isn't a single person I have ever met or a post that I've seen online that was some kind of controversial right-left thing arguing about, oh, I'm voting for Joe Biden because he's not banning my menthol cigarettes. That is the dumbest shit, I swear to God, I have ever heard in my life, Michael Knowles, besides your pizza thing. That being said, I don't think that they should ban Zyn. I don't care. I don't think they should ban fucking anything. I mean, at this point, I'm probably, allegedly, pirating all my movies and games, allegedly. But hey, you know, Michael Knowles, you suck.
Complete.